here. Yeah, as if our farmers don't have enough on the plate at the minute, with the introduction of the death tax and potential restrictions to even firearms that farmers may need to protect their livestock and red-listed species. And there's now the chat about the introduction or potential introduction of wolves and the good that could do. Now, we know from colleagues in Sweden and Norway that this has had the exact opposite effect. I have a friend over there with that runs an estate who he's had to apply for a license to control wolves, and the amount of wolves that they've given him to control on that license is not enough to actually make the impact that he needs to be able to survive as a farmer and a land manager. And so this is a really serious. So,
also, Jake, couldn't they just plant more trees?
Well, I mean, there's an acceptance that we do need more trees in the UK, and we also know that deer have an impact on the trees that are planted. But we also have a structure in place where we have very experienced land managers, we have very experienced deer hunters, and trained recreational hunters as well. Now, what we are trying to do is to ask the Scottish Government to invest in this process instead. We already have this process in place to be able to control the deer numbers. The Scottish Government say we need to shoot an extra 50,000 deer a year. We can do that. And the process is already in place. But what we need is the investment in the likes of community deer larders to be able to deal with this venison, which we haven't got. And we also need a better venison market as well. We need to normalise the consumption of a very healthy and sustainable meat source.
But Jake, we're looking at pictures of wolves on our screen right now, and aren't these just cuddly little creatures that wouldn't hurt a fly? I mean, look, they're basically adorable little dogs. Isn't this the argument?
They certainly look adorable, but I think in Norway there's something in the region of 20,000 sheep or livestock animals that the government have had to reimburse farmers for. And I mean, this isn't wolves. This comes down to lynx. This comes down to bear populations as well. But unless I think our issue is you don't introduce anything unless you can pull the plug on it or put the lid back on the box.
Yeah, absolutely.